Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a 24-hour reading vlog and I'm so excited to do this video. I've done a couple of these videos now and they really helped me get back into reading, and to be honest I feel like I've been in a bit of a reading slump lately. I think like I had a really good January, but I'm really feeling this February slump that I think a lot of people do feel actually in February, where reading just really slows down. I have a few book club books that I really need to get to, but like I'm just not picking them up. So instead of forcing myself to sit down and read the books that I'm currently reading, I'm going to put them all on a shelf and I'm going to be reading exclusively romance books for the next 24 hours. So I'm so excited to do this because I haven't been reading nearly enough romance lately and I'm really behind on all of the new releases that are coming out. So in this vlog, I'm going to be focusing on just romance books for the next 24 hours, going to be reading as many as I can, and I will show you the options I have next. But all of these options are on the fantasy romance or paranormal romance or monster romance kind of spectrum. So if that's not your thing, then this may not be the video for you, because that's the things that I'm going to be reading in this video. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. It's also just been Valentine's Day, so I've seen loads of videos all about the best romance books that have been coming out lately, and so I'm so excited. So the books that I'm going to be reading, the first two that I want to talk about, I don't actually physically own, and I have already started one of them. So the first book that I'm going to be reading in this vlog for sure, at least a little bit, is The Foxglove King. This is the start of a new series. It's a fantasy romance and it's basically about this world that has kind of death magic, and you're following this girl who's been living in hiding because it seems that she has this kind of fabled death magic that people have been killed for in the past. And I think it's going to be an enemies to lovers. I'm just up to the point in the plot. I'm very early on. I'm like 10% into this book, but basically she's just been discovered because she's something called a poison runner, and she's been discovered by the kind of like high church in this world, and basically they've given her the choice that she can go undercover and get close to the prince or the king in this world, or she can basically be put to death. So she's obviously going to go undercover. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be like palace intrigue, courtly intrigue, enemies to lovers, so we shall see about that. I'm enjoying it so far. But the other one that I really want to get to, and that I might actually start sooner, is Bride, which is a new Ali Hazelwood book that's just come out, and I've never read an Ali Hazelwood book in my life. I've never read any of her other ones, but I thought this would be a fun place for me to start because I normally, if I do read romance, it's fantasy romance more than any others, and so I thought this would be a really fun one. This is about I think a vampire queen and a werewolf main love interest. I've heard that it can be a little bit of a wild ride, so that's going to be very fun. I don't think it's very long either, but I think also her books are quite pacey, which is exactly what I'm looking for in this vlog. Something pacey, something to break this reading slump, and I feel like this is going to be fitting that bill exactly. Next up, the other book that I want to be getting to in this vlog is this book that I borrowed recently from Tasman. So this is going to be my first ever Katee Robert book, and it is called The Demon's Bargain, and it's not very long, and I might actually start with this one to kind of get me into this 24-hour vlog because I'm really excited about this. Also, I need to make sure I read it and give it back to Tasman pretty soon. So this is like a companion novel for her Deal with a Demon series, I think. But I'm really excited to see what it's like. I don't really know much else other than it's kind of a demon and a woman romance, so I'm absolutely buzzing about this. I also love this cover. It's kind of bright in this light, you can't really see. You can see the cover better here. It looks so cool. So those are the three books I'm going to be starting off with. If I end up DNFing any of them or not reading them, I do have another few options that I want to get to, but that is kind of the menu of options that I'm going to be working with for this reading vlog, and it is now 10 to 2. Yeah, it's 10 to 2 p.m. and I'm going to be starting this 24-hour challenge at 2 p.m. I'm very excited. I hope that it goes well. I hope I end up reading a lot and really having fun. That's the main thing I want to do, is have fun. So I'm going to be starting at 2 p.m. and ending at 2 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to see. I'm going to aim for 3 books, to be honest. Like, that's so delusional. But I don't know if this is going to work at all. But I feel like if I put my mind to it, I can do it. So I've just made myself a cup of tea and I'm going to literally sit down on my little book nook here. I need to clean it first and like clear it. and I'm going to start reading. And the book that I'm going to start with, I think I've just decided, is going to be this Katee Robert book, because I want to start with a physical book firstly, keep me off my phone. That's a big thing. I'm trying to like break the habit of like staying on my phone for too long. So I want to start with this book and then hopefully finish it this afternoon. I don't know how, it's not very long. I think I should be able to finish it this afternoon, and then I'll move on maybe to Bride or finishing off Foxglove King, but we shall see. We are 14 pages in. It's gonna be spicy. Oh no. Okay, I'm an hour in. This is my hour check-in. I did get a little bit distracted by posting a TikTok and an Instagram. I am 45 pages in. It's pretty spicy. Yes, that is happening now. It's happening. It's actually good though. It's really well written. I'm enjoying it. Basically, it's this witch woman who has summoned a bargainer demon because she's lost her like family, like an heirloom artifact amulet thing, and she needs his help to get it back. They have an immediate connection, as you can imagine, because 45 pages in, they're connecting. It is a few hours later and I did fall asleep. I did have a little nap, but I've officially finished The Demon's Bargain, and it was so much fun. It was really good. I liked our main characters. I liked their little back and forth. I thought it was really, really fun, and I liked the writing style. I'm definitely intrigued as well about the world, because there's lots of mentions of like other couples that obviously she's written about before, so she's got me. I'm like very, very intrigued. And I think with Katee Roberts, most of hers are on Kindle Unlimited, meaning they're very, very easy to find. So I'm going to be reading all of these next. So much fun. Or especially like the demon ones that she does. Really, really enjoyed it. It is now about 4:45, so I better like start another book straight away. And I might jump into, actually just for a bit, I might read a bit more of the Foxglove Kingdom, the Foxglove King. I'm about 12% into this one, so I might read up until about 20% of that. See if it grabs me. If it grabs me, I'll carry on with that one. If it doesn't grab me, I'm going to try and read Bride by Hazelwood. That's our update so far. This is going great. I'm so happy I've already finished a book. I know it was a very short one, but this is exactly what I wanted, you know. Something short, something romantic. First book down. It is 10 to 6 and I've just got a text from my friends saying they're going to the pub that's like 10 minutes away from me. So I'm actually going to go and meet them there, even though I am on a time crunch and doing a 24-hour readathon. But I think it'll be fun, and it doesn't really matter if I don't read 3 full books. But in terms of reading updates, I got up to 20% in the Foxglove King book. I'm enjoying this so far. I think it's going to be a slow burn romance rather than fast-paced, which is fine. I'm enjoying it, but it hasn't immediately sucked me in. Now we are kind of like set up in the palace. There is kind of going to be a masquerade ball, you know. There's like secret hidden identities. There is lots of lore and like lots of background about the gods of this place, which is kind of like this sun god and this like goddess of darkness and stuff, which is all very fun and stuff that I enjoy. Something about the writing isn't quite pulling me in as much as I would have hoped by 20% in, but I'm going to keep reading, and as soon as I get bored I'm going to swap over to Bride, so we'll see how that goes. But now, because it's 10 to 6, I'm going to have a quick early dinner and then go and meet my friends for a bit at the pub, and I'll take you with me because that'll be fun. Doing some courgette noodles, I think, or chicken pieces. Here's my quick and easy dinner, very simple. Noodles are done. Gonna eat this now. Just refreshed my makeup a little bit. Oh, I need to put earrings on. and I'm heading off to the pub. This is the fit check. It's the exact same thing I was just wearing, but in blue with a little t-shirt underneath, and put some lippy on. So let me get some earrings on and then we'll head off to the pub. Let's go. I'm a bit stressed that I'm now not going to be reading like most of the night. But this is life, you know. You can't say no to an impromptu pub trip when the other plan was just staying in and reading. Well, you can, and I often have done that. But I'm not in the mood to do that today, so to the pub we go. Lovely old chin wag with my friends, which was so nice, but it does mean I'm very behind in terms of my 24-hour reading vlog. Slight reading update: on the way there and back I did listen to this book, They Both Die at the End. That's not technically a part of this vlog because I'm supposed to be doing just romance books, and I don't think this is a romance. I only just started it recently, so it could be a romance, but I don't think it is. It's okay. I'm not loving it so far, but it's fine. I probably should have listened to a different audiobook, like a romance audiobook, but I don't have any pre-prepared, and I already had a list of stuff I wanted to read in this vlog anyway. So in terms of what I'm going to be doing now, I think I do want to start Bride tonight, because I got up to 20% in Foxglove King, and it's good, but like I said earlier, I'm not like gripped by it, and I like loved the book earlier that I read, like the Demon Bargain one. Just, it's like so pacey and so fun, so I kind of want to recapture that, and I feel like Bride by Hazelwood will give me that vibe. So it's like 10:20. I'm going to get ready for bed and then read that now for a good few hours maybe, and I think it'll be like quite fast paced. Also, the other thing is the Foxglove King one is really long, or like it's like considerably longer. It's like 500 pages or something, you know. It's not like a 300-page little fun one. So I'm thinking I start Bride. I think that'll be fun, so let's do that. Good morning everyone. It is 8:30 and I just woke up. I didn't do too well with like the 24-hour reading kind of challenge of it all, but I did start reading Bride last night and it's so much fun. I'm going to carry on reading it this morning until like the challenge ends at like 2 p.m. see how far I can get. It's a really fun one already. I'm so excited. Got to about 12% in on my Kindle. Yeah, I'm loving it. It's like, it's kind of exactly as I described so far. It's vampire and werewolf, mortal enemies, and they've decided that they need to team up. Kind of the vampires, you're like following the vampires mainly. They're worried that they're going to go extinct, and so Misery, who's the kind of heir, is going to be basically married off to the main alpha of the werewolves. But you don't really know yet why she's agreed to it, but there is some unknown reason of why she's agreed to do this like dangerous and kind of like very undesirable thing. I just like how it's written so far. It's fun, it's pacey, I'm intrigued. I like the characters. Nothing's too like cringy either. So I was worried about. Some people say that Ali Hazelwood's writing is like a bit on the cringy side. I mean, obviously it is, like, it's a bit cringy because it's like vampires and werewolves getting married, but like, it's not, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually not cringy in the way that it's written. So I'm really enjoying it. About to go on my walk now though, and I will be listening to this book again. They Both Die at the End. I'm about halfway through this now. Still not loving it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's like an easy read at least. It's like very much, you don't kind of have to think about it too much. So gonna listen to this while I'm on my walk. So let's go. of this 24-hour readathon, so I'm gonna seriously sit here and get reading. I'm up to 20% of Bride and I want to see how far I can get. So far so good, loving it. Really fast-paced, really fun setup of this story. A little bit leaning like on the cliche side, but I don't really care. It's also kind of what I'm after. So I'm having so much fun. So let's keep reading. Okay, so I've been reading and I am now up to 52% and I have an hour left of the 24-hour reading vlog. And it's so fun. This is so fun. I'm glad I switched over to this book rather than the Foxglove King. I'm still going to go back and read that one. Obviously not in this vlog because it's a 24-hour vlog. I'm still enjoying it. It's just much more involved and I wasn't like loving it. So I only got to about 20% in. So I'm quite glad that I switched over to this because I've just been racing through it. I'm on 54%. It's so much fun. I was at the beginning I was a little bit hesitant on the whole like alpha male like domination thing. But it's done in kind of a fun, campy way. And I like the humour in it as well. That's another thing I was worried about. I've heard like some people say that Ali Hazelwood's humour is a little bit like cringe millennial. But I'm not getting that impression. Like maybe I'm a cringe millennial, but it's actually kind of funny. And the main character, the bride, who's called Misery, which I like, she's really snarky and very fun. And I'm enjoying how their relationship is developing. And also there's like enough of a plot there too. It's very much of a romance. It's like very, very much focused on the romance, which is good because that's what I'm after. There is like enough of a plot to be moving forward. Like there's enough intrigue to be going on. Basically we have Misery who's like looking for her best friend who's gone missing. And there was kind of one clue that led her to think that the werewolf pack is involved in her friend's disappearance. So she's kind of like was hiding that from them, and that's why she agreed to this marriage in the first place, to get close to them. And now there's kind of this plot going on with different like territorial things in the pack and like the mystery of like where her friend's gone. So that's still interesting. My Kindle predicts that I've got 2.5 hours left of the book. And I've only got an hour left of this reading vlog, but I'm gonna keep reading. I'll get to like probably about 70% through, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm kind of like annoyed that no, I'm not annoyed. I had a really nice time last night, so I'm glad I went out, but I feel like this hasn't been quite as good as like a 24-hour reading vlog than it usually would be, with me actually reading like more consistently for 24 hours. But you can't win them all. And this is like done its purpose in the fact that I've been reading a lot. I've been really enjoying these books. And it's fun to focus on romance books because it's like been Valentine's Day. It was Valentine's Day earlier this week. So, you know, it's the month of love. And I really needed to get back into reading romance stuff because I just forget how fun it is. And when you like kind of get back into it, it's so much fun. So I've been very much enjoying it. Gonna carry on reading now. Misa's sitting here with me. Look, I'll just show you. She looks so cute. She's like covering her eyes from the light. Look at this precious angel. God, don't you just want to be a cat? I love her so much. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading. Ignore my like terribly decorated Kindle. Everyone has like really pretty Kindles, and I see some people doing videos where they're like, decorate my Kindle with me. It's like they've got so many cute stickers. Mine's so ugly. Maybe I'll do a video on decorating my Kindle. I don't know, it feels like a lot of pressure. Like when you stick stickers down, you know, they're permanent. But I do actually want to get one of those clear cases with like is it like a pop socket? What are they called? Little hand holdy things, just to make it easier to hold. Because I do love my Kindle, and I read so much quicker on it. And it's nice not being on my phone as well. I often use the Kindle app on my phone, but it's nice not having screen time. I think like when I read on my phone as well, it's easy just to cancel the app and like quickly check my other apps, you know? Whereas when you're sitting on your Kindle, it's more like intentional reading. So anyway, that's how I'm feeling. I will update you at the end of this 24-hour vlog, which is going to be in less than an hour's time. Let's see how far I'll get. So I'm 54 now. I'm going to try and get to 70. getting spicy, guys. 58% through. So let's wrap up everything I managed to read. The complete book that I managed to finish was The Demon's Bargain. So much fun. I'm definitely going to be picking up more Katee Robert books, and I definitely want to look into doing her whole series, the Deal with the Demon series. So much fun. Very much like, doesn't take itself too seriously, but is just a good fun time. I feel like my only issue with this is that it was just like too short, which I feel like is like a fine issue to have, because this is one of the short like companion novels compared to the big series. So actually nothing was wrong with this in any way. Like, it was very fun, very good time, and exactly what I wanted to pick up. Like, it wasn't cringy, it didn't like, you know, I just find with some romance, it's so hard to find stuff that really works for you, because it's such a personal thing, like personal taste. This one was just such a fun, good time, and like nothing about it was, like I said, nothing about it was cringy, nothing about it felt too kind of formulaic even. There were some like cliches involved, but like nothing that bothered me, and it was just a great time. So I really enjoyed The Demon's Bargain. So thank you very much, Tasman, for letting me borrow this. And then the next book that I read most of, or almost all of it, I'm up to 75%, is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's my first ever Ali Hazelwood book, and I'm so glad that I started here, I think, because I've been hesitant with Ali Hazelwood for a few things, like I mentioned before. Like, I've heard some things about her writing and about how she does her contemporary romances. I just feel like I have so much more like grace almost for like fantasy romances, because there's just so many things that you can explain away in a fantasy romance that won't make sense in a contemporary romance. So like, I don't get that feeling of like, oh, this is so contrived, or like this doesn't make sense, and like all of these things, because in a fantasy romance you can just do whatever you want. Like, there's no real rules involved. So in a way, I just feel like it's easier to enjoy them for what they are, just enjoy the ride. And I'm kind of like upset that I didn't manage to completely finish this book, but I can't imagine that anything about the very ending is going to be bad, because I've just been enjoying the ride so much. I really enjoyed how they came together. It was a bit more like insta lovey, but there's been enough kind of push and pull between the main couple. There's been enough tension and like kind of will they, won't they, although you know that they definitely will, that it's been still a fun read. I'm also still like intrigued on the plot. I feel like she could definitely expand this world and have a lot more going on. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Like, even though it's so problematic, it does kind of give me the same vibe of like the original Twilight books. Like, something about that kind of like, I know in that it's vampires and humans, this it's werewolves, humans and vampires, and just something about the way it's written. It's less problematic than that, and it's less young adult and cringy, but something about the feeling that book gave me when I was a young teen is somehow replicated in this book. And I don't know how yet. I haven't properly kind of analysed my thoughts on this yet, probably because I haven't finished the book yet. I've got 25% left, but can just definitely say loving it. So much fun. And I think I will try out her contemporary romance as well. I'm not going to have too much like high expectations for them, because like I said, like contemporary romance, I do find often I just find them much harder to like find ones that perfectly suit my taste in contemporary romance. And I like contemporary romance that have a little bit more like emotion to them, whereas like with fantasy romance, they can be just like purely a good fun time, and I don't like mind too much. Do you know what I mean? And then the other book that I have been reading is The Foxglove King. I read up to about 20% in this, or a bit more than that, of this book. It is a romance. It's just going to be a slower, longer, slow burn kind of romance, I think, and also it's very much more focused on the political scheming and the world building. Something about this story hasn't like gripped me yet, but I'm not giving in, because there's nothing like that's making me want to put it down. It's just nothing that's making me want to like pick it up and read it obsessively. Whereas with Bride, like as soon as I finished filming this clip, like for my 24-hour thing, I'm pretty much just going to finish this book like almost immediately. I just feel like it would be cheating to finish it now, like over the 24 hours. But you'll be able to see my review on Goodreads or TikTok or wherever else when I do my monthly reading wrap-ups. So this is me just a few hours later, having editing this video and also having just finished Bride. All I can say is that now I know firsthand what a knot is. And I am horrified and also intrigued. I think I'll never be the same. Anyway, it was great, 4 stars. Yeah, so Foxglove King, I'm liking it. It's a lot more detailed in terms of the world building, the mythology, everything that it's building up. Because it's going to be a series, it's going to be a lot more involved. So I'm like hesitantly looking forward to it, hesitantly excited, but I'm not like completely gripped. And then the other book that I've been also reading during this vlog, kind of accidentally, just because it's the current audiobook that I've been listening to, is They Both Die at the End. And I am now about 65% through this one. I've not been loving it. I do think it's just not my genre. Young adult contemporary is not my usual thing. Even when I was a young adult or a teen, it wasn't my favourite. This one is like, the concept of it is basically in this world there's like this death watch, and like you get basically an announcement on the day that you're going to die, like at midnight that day, and you get a message saying today's going to be your last day, that you're going to die today. And then these 2 young teenagers who are like 17 or 18, they basically meet up and like spend their last day together, which is fine as a concept, but I also just think like it's not going all the way there with this concept, and it's like very much confusing to me that like, why does this exist in this world, this thing that tells people they're about to die? This would change the world really significantly, a lot more significantly than it has, and like having this almost sci-fi element in it, just it doesn't feel well thought through at all, because it's not like fully utilized in the world. It doesn't feel all the way thought through. It feels like kind of just like a cheap thing to make it feel emotional for these 2 characters, because you know they're going to die at the end of the book. And I don't feel that emotionally involved in either of the main characters either as well. But I'm going to carry on and we'll see how it goes. But that's not been really part of this vlog, because we're supposed to be focusing purely on romances. But I think that this was such a success because, to be honest, all I wanted from this vlog was to kickstart my reading again. It's definitely done that. I've been so into the books that I've been reading. It's been really, really fun. And also to like knock back a few romances to get me back into reading romance. And it's also done that as well, because now I'm just really excited about romance books as well. So it's been such a success and really, really fun. And I'll definitely do this again. Let me know if you want me to do this again for romance books, or if you want any other like specific genres or types of books that I could do in a 24-hour reading vlog. I will hopefully next time focus more on the reading and actually like focus for 24 hours on reading, not going off to the pub for most of an evening, so I can get more reading done. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe, and please comment on something that you're currently reading and let me know if you're enjoying it. But that is all from me today, so thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.